Who said that?
Bob.
Davis, he's the one that started Planet Paranormal.
Yeah.
But he survived terminal cancer. And because of that, he became a total born again.
Christian.
There it goes, Bob.
I mean, I'm Christian, I'm just not.
I am too. So you guys, it is haunted in here, but if you really want to talk, Jackie knows the spirits are back here. Me and Jackie were back here and we were by ourselves. And all of a sudden we hear 20 footsteps
Like boots.
running up on us. And Jackie stood up and goes, "Who is that?" Because the prison was open next door.
Oh, I hope the prisons haven't broken in.
And I said, it's the spirits. And she goes, "Wait, I'm recording." She hits her recorder and says, "If we do this, we'll scare them."
Yeah. No, we'll be afraid. If we do this, they'll
Be afraid, right.
That's awesome.
So this is haunted out here, but they hang out back here.
Because I believe there's a portal back here.
Wow.
Jack Osborne got
Should
to
go
see.
by.
This is like the lunchroom, microwave on site. I should have brought the headlamps now.
What do you got to say?
It's pretty heavy in here right now.
Hello?
There we go, guys. So this room is a portal, but Jackie and I would sit back there at that table, guys, and we would just be quiet, Jackie, and run our recorder, and just be talking. She would sing, and they would start singing.
This is the kitchen area?
Yes. So your guys were unable to see who they could serve, as you can see. They couldn't bend down or anything, and they would just hand them a plate of food and they'd go out. So there's a last door there, do not close it on the left side, the fridge, or you're locked in.
Gotcha.
Okay, the other ones you can open and go in, they are not locked.
Remember this one on the old videos.
Open and close, okay?
Alright.
This you could go in the last one, but just do not move that thing.
Okay.
I got a picture of an alien looking out of this window, a gray. So we do have aliens. You'll hear them running up here. Nothing's above us, you guys. Okay, it's a roof. We'll play games in here. Jackie knows of our game. We play knock knock. And when it gets real dark, guys, you can say, "Hey guys, let's play knock knock." And sometimes you'll hear boom, boom.
We were doing that.
They're very
They
big.
lived in the hospital and we go to the vesicles.
Yeah.
We would do it here and we would wait on the hall.
That's what they're gonna do in the cell house.
Wait on the hall and do it down here.
Yeah. So this is where that guy was standing, and she was standing over there. He was leaning right here. So, all right. So you guys got all this. Okay, guys.
That's a say flash, but my eyes aren't as sensitive as they used to be.
What's that?
Said my eyes aren't sensitive, but that's a flash.
Great people tonight you can play with, okay?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, they'll be back.
I'm on top of this.
And you guys, like I told Jackie, when you guys go in here, make sure
Too
you
close.
close this door.
When we're in here.
Yeah. You want to keep as much noise
Down.
down.
It echoes. It sounds like it really has a nice echo in here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's show you the rest.
So that's this section, which is our.
So unfortunately, out of the 12 black guys, 2 of them died. And, yeah, they just let out right there.
So just up here,
Yeah, and this is the thing, my friend actually passed away, he was a CO here for 36 years. And he said that this was just one big cage, but they didn't start separating after the riot. But he still had white on white, black on black, Indians on Indian, you know, it just still happened. But this controlled the room a lot better.
now, with the tables here, was there enough tables and seats for the entire population at one time?
Yes, as soon as you had so long to eat, you were given, I believe they said 15 minutes. As soon as they were done, they were to walk out, the next group was coming in. So that's, it was just like a rotating door in there. that other door.
This door closed. This door?
No, this next one.
This one.
This one, that way my stuff get in it.
Ah.
Raccoons or birds sometimes go in there
The
too.
last group that were here, they said that they were getting ready to leave and they kept hearing like slamming of doors and stuff. And listen up, it's our spirit.
There we go. The pressure is now relieved. So it's very heavy in there.
You got, right? Did you
It's very
feel that?
heavy. It's like being
Yes.
kind of like if you're like on a submarine and you feel the pressure.
Yes.
That's what I was feeling.
Yes, they're in
Huge
there.
pressure change, even though we didn't change any altitude.
But when you hear their banging and that you're communicating with them, please stay and continue. Because if you get up and leave, they'll say, okay, I'm done.
And you go back and you get nothing.
Yeah.
We've
Because they're
noticed
trying
that
to
in
keep
my
you. So you guys, this side is the solitary and infirmary. Okay?
The heavy door.
that big lock.
So of course they would bring the guys in here, they would have to spread, they would close those, they would check them. And then they would put them in these little rooms. Oh, it's heavy in here too.
These are solitary.
It's Friday the 13th now.
Yeah.
This is a great day we just today. It's a very great day.
And you guys are the full moon.
Thank you.
So, hey, you got that side, but
What?
come on this side. I'm gonna try to make this as fast, but these guys.
Thank you for coming in. I'm happy to meet you before I'm happy to finally meet you. Don't believe anything she told you about me. No.
Oh, okay. Well, she said you were great and fantastic, so.
Solitary on this side.
The infirmary?
The infirmary's upstairs, and you guys can go up there. I'm not gonna take you up. This
That's the next one up is
solitary. So you guys can go in there tonight. You can close this. And they bitched about this, so they had to put plexiglass. So they had to put this up because the inmates were complaining they were too confined. They were fed this 3 times a day. It's called the diet book.
When did they put this up, the plexiglass, do you know?
That was in the 1970s, I'm gonna say, in
Okay,
the
that
70s.
makes more sense.
Yeah. So,
This was solitary, you said?
yeah, this is all
This is all
solitary on this
solitary.
Did
side.
you realize that it was solitary?
Yeah.
For a reason?
Yeah.
Right? So there was a big problem. These 2 attorneys brought guns into 2 guys in here that were solitary.
He did.
And they ended up getting a hold of my friend Max, and they took the gun to his head and said, Max, I don't want to kill you, but take your clothes off and give me the gun. So the 3 guys stripped, they threw them in there, locked them in. Now they got pistols, more pistols. And they started shooting. They were down there, and the Carson cops came, and they were down here with rifles, and there was a fight. Nobody died, but let me show you what happened. Do you see this? That's from the gunshots from the cops.
No,
And then if you guys go down here, there's a bullet skid here. But the cops down there, they didn't give a shit. They just kept shooting here, and these 3 guys are going bang, 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 bang. Finally, they said, okay, we give up. This is a bullpen. So here's all these holes,
Okay. Oh,
and that was the war that they were having.
it's still there.
But nobody got killed, and they did give up, and Max, this was like Max's, he's gotten caught twice. He
They were
got-
trying to hide behind.
They were like here shooting, bang, bang, and trying to,
They're really like,
look at
this
this.
isn't gonna stop a bullet.
This
No.
shit had to go somewhere,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Ricochet.
Yeah, but they didn't get shot, and the bullets went in here. There's a hole there.
Yes, there's a bullet hole
Yeah,
there.
Some up top.
But they just let it go, and then when they were done, that's when they said, okay, we're not gonna win this. So you guys have all this. You can go upstairs. Is gonna be in the infirmary. You guys can go up there. I don't want to take all the time to bring you up there. There's not many stories other than if you got cut, they could take care of you. But if you got really hurt, you had to go to the hospital.
We were not a full-on hospital here.
Okay, come on this way.
It's also pretty warm in here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a hot day today, so it's to be expected. That's interesting. You have an inside route.
Well, it just depends. You guys, if you need to get out for some reason right away, you can unlock this and go out here. Okay? If you need to get out. But if not, that door will be the only one unlocked. So these, watch your step. This is your full pen, so these guys would be allowed to kind of work out in there. And like I said, eventually, this became a program of prisoners working with dogs, and they were in here for bad checks or marijuana, you know, drugs. So this is why these cells are like this, because back in the 50s, again, they were complaining that
It's
solid
an
prisons
interesting
were
maze.
too small. Their cells were too small, so they had to break out a wall and extend it. Then after they took these bad guys, and we have an upper hill prison up above us, that's where the worst of the worst went, and then they did programs down here. So in their storage, you guys can get pictures of all this. But there's a lot more to see. I got that.
There's a shower.
Was this just like a communal shower right here, or?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. So what you would do, your guards would be on the right side, and this, they would open this up and let the guys
Mingle and talk.
And then these are all, so they close all the doors at the same
Yeah.
time, and then they lock them in, and they would come down
Yeah.
this way. I'm kind of seeing the clues of all the components.
So if you guys go upstairs, there will be more cells like this, and then on to your left will be the infirmary.
Here you got a fire.
Kind of a combination.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna let you guys know, you guys will get stuck in a certain area, and you might not get to this area. It's crazy, because Jackie and I can tell you, we get stuck in certain areas, and it's like, shit, the night's
Wow.
gone.
Yeah, I know. This is one of my bucket lists for many years, and I kind of forgot about it, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember seeing it way back in 08, 09 area. So when I was starting to get into the ghost hunting community. Yeah.
Yeah, this,
And in 2012, I think I saw it in one of the series. I think it was a Ghost Hunters ran on Cat's surveillance system back in the day. So.
yeah.
Is that? Oh my God, it is.
Yeah, we've been, so this is another door when you guys go in, just make sure you close it. Don't lock, I'll
This
unlock,
would be a
or
great place to have it all with.
Casey, I'll give you
all-night
the keys,
cameras.
and you can go out that side like I do, and go in and lock the corner.
It's almost like Five Nights at Freddy.
So make sure you close that door. This is the main one. It's got
Behind us?
4 levels to it. Above us right now is the infirmary. Okay? Is that long? Yeah. The infirmary is right above us. So people have caught stuff in the infirmary some nights and nothing. Sometimes
Multi-purpose room.
you guys can get out this way.
Someone's got Ethernet cables running here, but didn't run it all the way through.
So when they ended up doing the infirmary, you guys, they had to take all these cells out.
Okay.
And
Wait,
then
they
they,
not because of what?
because the infirmary, they built above us, so they took the cells out of here and put desks in here for you to see us. So this used to be all cells at one time. As you can see, the toilets and stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have both sides here, you guys, okay? Is this active? You can. Again, you got pictures in the story. You can take all the pictures you want of these guys. I've never really sat down here to investigate this spot. I get called to different areas. And this is Eugene Austin, the gentleman
Eugene.
that had
Eugene
his
Singh, Ed
issues
Marley. Oh,
was not.
darn, embezzlement.
This is how yourself would look if you were in there. So again, you guys, you have this right
You know
here.
what I noticed? You guys have a lot of state legislators in here.
I know. That door will be open.
That should teach you something. I saw embezzlement, I saw, state legislators. That should tell you something about that. And we're up to the next level. Look at it all.
Lots of stairs.
Yeah.
Again, guys, I'm not gonna take you all the way up. That's gonna be up to you guys. It's haunted on every floor.
What would you say the most haunted floor would be?
Second, third, and fourth, all of them, but the fourth one, you'll hear boots, you'll hear whistling. We have on recorders him saying, "Look, it's girls." On the third, you'll hear a guy go, "I like you," men's voices. This one, you'll see a shadow guy. I mean, every floor just has something to it. Floors, third and fourth, make sure you make it up there. They're long. Go sit on the west side. Not this side. If you can't see the mountains, that's not the west side. But on the west side is the most active, I feel. Do you?
Yeah, I agree.
Where you can see the mountains.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, on this side. yeah.
So look behind you. What's that look like?
B.
Yes, 13. So why I tell you that is because that means this. This door here goes to execution.
Ah,
So when I tell people, what's that look like, and when they say 13, they never get lost. They go, oh, we know where it's at.
let's see, 4, but that's 1 plus 3.
We do have a light here for our tours.
That's actually Chinese for death, believe it or not. That's why I don't like 4 points on a table
Okay.
and their traditions. It's why all their tables are always round.
That's
Yeah, I'll have all the little here. Come on.
Okay, so we're going to go to the execution. This is where I'm going to be in EXE.
right.
So this is where Jacqueline was standing right here. She was videotaping me where the hand came in and reached around to me.
And for that bus.
And then if you look down this hallway,
I'm standing right here.
you
Yeah.
keep all the lights off, you get shadow movement going back and forth. If you see the back window, that's
Wow.
constant shadow movement. And it's, there's no way to explain it, I don't know.
Is
But
this-
shadow pictures, literally people walking back and
So
forth.
we sit in here, we get a
And where you see it at, there's no door
Yeah, I'm
on,
already getting
on
my
this side.
chills. This is the eerie feeling that it's that long hall.
It's very long.
No, this is the women.
Oh,
Okay, back in the late 1800s, you guys, till the 60s, women were housed just here. Their yard was on the roof. And eventually, the women were getting so many women that they couldn't house them here anymore, so they moved them next door. That's when that prison became a woman's. And then they kind of closed this down because this was pretty old. So this is the oldest part of the prison. Okay? So, is it haunted in here? Oh, yeah. You'll hear them rattling, banging, touching my head, and I'm hearing. And I don't run, I ran. I have never felt like something wanted to get into me in that spot. So a week later, Hope was here, and she had that same problem, and started hearing, it's like a bunch of bees or something, and it was so weird. So I talked to a couple of people, and they said that that's a spirit trying to get into you. So that happens there. Okay, so women were out
Ooh,
here.
there's some air movement, or I've seen stuff move around, like a little glint from something.
Yes.
Just this light air movement, but very little.
This was their shower, back when they were up until the 60s.
This is what these things look like inside. That's cool.
Yeah.
All motorized. They got a starting cap. Hey, you can put it back in service. But again, mirror filling here.
Watch your footing. Don't go out there.
I like like looking at old electricals and stuff too as well.
Yeah. My husband's really not paranormal like I am, but he would like to get out of here and just look at the whole building and the architecture.
There's a big kerplunk. So,
Coming from here,
yeah.
down through here. But there's no door, so
Was there a door at one point in time? Because
maybe at one
Sealed
point,
it
but
and they moved
I
it?
would assume so, but we see shadow figures all the way down the hall. If you have any kind of light on, you're not gonna really see it, but you can turn all your lights off and hang out at the very end, you can see.
people fire like lasers. I
And
didn't
you
bring
can
lasers
have,
with me.
yeah, you can have people running at you,
Yeah.
that you can see. It's so crazy.
Hmm.
It's really neat. It's kind of unnerving if you're by yourself.
Yeah, this would be one of those opportunities. Bring a lot of cameras. Actually, we have a few cameras. We don't have a lot this time.
Operating up to 2012, okay?
2012. That's when I took a hiatus in the paranormal for like 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because there's all the drama that was going on.
There's drama.
Yep. There's drama in my other. There's drama in my other fandom.
People are not willing to do it because there's so much drama.
There's drama in all fandoms now.
Yeah.
What's that?
This would have been how to work the doors.
Oh, that's a control system. I see it now. Okay, I think it makes sense now. Let's look at how they did that. Pretty interesting.
And then you guys get some really cool pictures inside of 5 and 6.
5 and 6. So this is the cell
You
that.
guys, we've been here where you hear like a baton hitting the bars. A lot, this is very active as well. You guys can hang out in here. There's a lot to see.
Believe it or not, at the Amador County Courthouse, it used to be a jail as well, they hear that a lot there.
The
as well.
baton?
Yeah.
The batons, you know, yep.
Yeah.
And there's like writing all over the walls,
Yeah.
paragraphs on the walls.
Maybe writing's been erased, but you can still see it.
Yeah, the bodily fluids, yes.
Oh, God.
Bodily
That's what
fluids.
makes it show that the women that make it show up.
Well, that makes sense, right?
Yeah. So.
Well, it makes some of it
And
phosphor,
then
but
if you go,
yeah.
also have a look above. Here, badass, this one.
6.
Look above the
Yeah,
door.
I
It's
saw
badass
that.
artwork.
Let's see what's
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys,
Look at Jack Nicholson.
what was that doing?
That's what I thought, but I don't think it is.
About the basket.
At first I thought it was Jack Nicholson, but with the gap in the teeth. Could be. Or the guy's rendition of Jack Nicholson.
Remember how you guys were talking about kids?
Right.
Look what came up on my speaker. A little boy in the crib. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, kids behind bars.
Yeah, right? So anyways, you guys, if you were in here, your next step would be last night's cell. Let me take you there.
Would be what?
Your last night's cell.
Where you get executed.
Oh. This is why you don't want to break the law.
Right?
At least at one point in time.
Yeah.
There are 2 cells.
And this is the gas chamber right here.
Yeah, and it's lethal injection now. But it was gas. But you would be put in this cell in here, either one.
15.
This is very haunted. Carol Cole is
looking
here.
up all the time.
He is the guy I was going to when we go in the other area, but you guys can go in there. You can go in there. Just don't go out the side doors. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. It's a very
Like a
cool.
cross.
It's all the time.
The
What?
left, the one on the left.
Wow, wow, wow.
So B2,
B2. So what's special about B2?
Carol Cole.
Carol
Whatever.
Cole. Do a reverse zoom and see if something happens. Okay, Carol. Oh. Okay.
So it started out with hanging. Actually, John Hancock, you guys know Chip Coffey? You've heard of him? Okay. Every meeting he came in here would tell me I have a guy with me, and I said, okay, who is it? They'd always point him out. Then Chip Coffey came and said, you're in love with someone. I said, no, I'm not. And I am. I have his picture everywhere. I didn't know why, but he said I have a past life with him. That's why I'm so drawn with him, and he is with me. I have pictures of him behind me. So, he was the first one hung. These guys were hung together, all four of these. This gentleman said he wanted to be shot. He wanted to be shot like a soldier and not hung like a criminal. This was E. John. He was the first one that was put to the gas chamber, not legal, but with cyanide being thrown in. And then he died a horrible death. Our great-grandfather started the legal gas chamber here, here, here. So see the years? This was the legal gas chamber, these three. This guy, John Hall, he was put in here, and that was when they started using this as a gas chamber, and John Hall had asked for a gas mask when he was put in there.
Did they give it to him?
No, that's right.
It was his wonderful request.
So you guys, all these guys were in the gas chamber. Here's Floyd Lovelace, the youngest, he was 17. Here is David
Yeah, he had
Blackwell,
a
he's
smile.
still here.
At least. He had a smile.
You guys, right here is Carol Cole. Now, Carol Cole was the first one to be executed by lethal injection. They gave him a Valium before because he was so nervous he asked for something. His execution went horrible because it clashed with the chemicals that they were giving him. So he was foaming out now. He had a horrible death in there. But Mr. Cole does not like being called Carol. I'll tell you why. I have it on my recorder, the whole story. I'm telling this true story because my friend Matt sat with him and his attorney, and he told this story. His mom used to put him in a dress when he was little and said, you could be a boy or girl because your name's Carol. And she'd take him with her and have him watch her have sex with men.
So in other words, she is most likely why he turned out the way he did.
He even said every woman he strangled, he saw his mom's face. So,
How many women did he kill?
well, it does say he murdered up to 35. He said he claims 35. We have proof of 25 or 24, but he says he murdered a lot more.
So he's fairly active in the area.
He's in there. Yeah, I got it.
And where he sells.
No, he's in that room. I got it.
Oh, in here?
I got a picture of him.
He'll be captured.
But also,
He's got lots of energy.
yes, here he is right here.
See if I can do a quick.
And why we say that's Carol Cole, because he had white hair when he was executed. And he's standing right
Oh,
there.
Cole.
So, you guys, all these guys were gassed, and here's your Daryl Mack that hangs out in the Cullen area.
Oh, that's one that was killed down in,
He's the one that we got a picture of, standing behind. That's him.
okay, gotcha.
But you guys will get a lot of people in here. Sometimes it's active in here, sometimes it's nothing. I mean, these
They're people,
spirits,
they don't act on cue.
why do they want to be in here where they were killed?
Right.
You know, I used to think that cemeteries wouldn't be haunted because why would somebody hang out where their body is? I was at one cemetery, they completely proved me wrong.
Well, it's because they're waiting for their loved ones. Do you know that? That's why they hang out there. That's why they visit that.
One-dimensional beings.
Like,
We live in a two-dimensional
Here,
direction.
they may be here because of simply just the trauma
Right, right.
of it, and maybe they can't really keep away.
Mr. Cole hangs out on this end of the buildings, okay? And the women's, we interacted with him in there, in that back room. If the girls are in that back room, he will try to choke you. If you call him by his first name, he will not interact with you.
Mr. Cole.
Yeah. We say Mr. Cole or Eddie. Eddie was his middle name. And we get that on our recorders, Eddie. So, I was telling you guys, those guys up on that fourth floor, it was these two guys. See the red and the black sweatshirt? There's the guy in the blue jeans. Are those? Oh, this, he caught in there. Look at that head.
Now, are these all off of your phone or?
Yeah, that's just walking in taking pictures. We didn't see that. We're just taking pictures, go home, and we end up finding all these. And this is in the culinary. It's like a gray, it's like this thing. And then there's that thing coming at us. This came at us
That
in the
I would
women's.
like to.
I've heard people have set up cameras and picked up stuff like that where it comes up and
Yes,
down.
and he took that green light, broke it up, and was able to put it around him. So this energy is very strong. I don't think he's and I caught him here, he's right there. He was in here, and that's David Blackwell. I mean, and then this is my guy. I hear take a picture behind me, you see that? And I have a picture of John when his hair was shaved. And then this is a ghost walk. Look at this, right there.
That's interesting. Yeah.
That's that what?
Yeah, and this guy freaked out because I just took the picture and he's going, wait a minute, nobody was behind me. And we said, yeah, there was.
Were they doing that?
So you guys, this is all yours. You can start wherever you want, do what you guys want.
Well, it's all
Culinary.
yours.
I'm gonna start by going and get my equipment.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, go get all your equipment and do what you want to do.
Take a
Start
second break at the,
What time are we here tonight?
midnight. Yeah.
so we got like, it's
After
only
guys.
6:30 right now.
Jackie can't even tell you. By 11:34, you're going to be getting, fuck you, get out. And every
deadline.
well, it's active from 6 a.m. to midnight, because at midnight is lights out. And even all these TV shows, they didn't catch anything later on. They caught it before midnight. They just make it look like they caught it. So
I get
Black men up there, are there? It's one or two.
a couple, yeah, a lot of white guys,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
That's the, that's like,
We were.
Oriental,
We were
Chinese.
Jerome,
yeah, that's why it's,
And we thought
People,
that I was just constantly swearing at my buddy Bob, the one who now is totally Russian.
Yeah.
And at one point, we have one, he's saying goodbye.
98,
Two
wow.
women, we were in a brothel. One says, goodbye, thank you, and you're.
oh, girl, very last, no sex.
You guys will get women screaming, kids. I have voices of, let me play this one voice. This is in the women's. Me and my girlfriend are the only ones in there, me and Tammy. And we're explaining what we're doing with our equipment. And this guy goes, it's Susan. Tell Susan she can trust me. You're on conversation. These are all voices I've captured. But listen to this. We're explaining what to do. It's Susan. Tell Susan she can trust me. And what's weird
And you
is,
took that, you caught that on your phone?
yeah, I put my phone on the bars and hit record, and then we just start talking. And then that comes up. We have all kinds of voices. Mr. Cole, when I'm explaining his story, you can feel him walking around us and the women, and he says, yeah, I'm a man. So, it's crazy. But yeah, if you just talk to them like we were, they come and just carry good conversations.
One of the things that we tell clients when we're doing home cases is that it may look like we're not investigating. Because what we're doing is we're sitting around and having fun with each other.
Yeah.
But all of our conversation is geared toward what the
That
client
sounds
has told us is going on in their home. So it's like a ghost right, we're having fun. Hey, I want to have fun too.
Yeah, they
So,
start talking.
yeah, you treat them like
Yeah.
human beings, guess what?
Yeah, that's what I always tell them. Quit saying, did you die? Duh.
Just told them.
People come in here and say that.
That's like-
How'd you die? Okay.
Hello?
like, no, just sit there and say, this is my equipment, I'm using this, my name's Susan. And sometimes they'll say Susan, or they'll say her name.
Do you ever get audibles there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at everything. I have a
Like
little,
mimics, it's crazy. I'll think that I'm hearing her and she's not even around.
or I hear her voice. Like Chelsea, when they came here, Project Fair, she was on the 4th floor. Well, my office, we were sitting in there and I hear the door open and close. I hear, hello? And I'm going, shit, that's Chelsea. Let's go see what she wants. She wasn't there. We went in the courthouse where their manager was. He says, wait a minute. Chelsea, where are you at? On the 4th floor. That's what they do. So, you guys have fun. Yeah. You guys have a blast.
This will be very
You'll hear
interesting.
banging, like I said. You'll hear doors slam like that. And that's not any of us. And you'll be going, where'd that door slam? There's no doors slamming. Yeah. But you guys, this like works in case if you get so scared and there's nothing you can turn on. Work in the
It's
dark.
a pretty heavy door.
Yeah, let's leave this open for now.
All right, leave it open. Can we leave this one open?
Yeah.
All right.
Jackie, you'll have to send that picture to me and I'll put it on the site.
So just out of curiosity, what are these?
Those are the cells, the last one cells.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they would,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was looking in there earlier to see if I see anything.
So if those cells were already filled up, last night's cell, they would open one of those, put them in there for the night until they
They must have had a lot of behavioral problems.
Casey, you'll realize.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm looking for.
Nope, you are good.
Back, my legs are starting to act up these days.
And it's everywhere, every level. I mean, when people ask me, I have to tell you wherever you feel you need to go. They'll tell you. So, they come and sit in my office with me. Sometimes I have to tell them to get out and go play with the investigators.
Yeah,
True, very
we
true.
have some of the ghosts down on the island that sort of do that.
Yeah, they feel comfortable.
Yeah, you know.
This is A.
So would they
A,
start
B.
using it?
So this is the first floor that goes around.
Yes.
And they've got this before.
And then you guys need to get out and get it over that way if you don't want to, you can just grab.
They've taken away my investigations and other things.
The spirits probably feel like they've been turned into a
A clown,
exhibit.
yeah. Yeah, enjoyable. When they first started setting up, my spirits were pissed off, saying, get out, fuck you, in the morning and stuff. I go, whoa. That's not me.
Loaded up that side. We're up
It's
there.
on the city, in the photo.
Yeah. Filmed a couple of things out here. Program activities. Activities.
About an hour. Heading towards Reno. Keep going. To Sparks and then Spanish Spring.
So I'm on the outskirts of Star. We're going like we're going towards the river, right? And I'm out that way. And we get faces inside those windows. Which windows?
Interesting.
And then just taking pictures, just random, just to take them, and you zoom in and you're like, oh, Jesus, there's some here.
Okay, now if I remember right, this was just normal cells.
Well, normally we came through this way on the back side. Remember we came in on the opposite side.
By the way, that is a B.
It's a B?
Yeah, because there's an A down there.
Yeah.
But it does look like a 13.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one more floor up. Okay,
Let's
yeah.
see.
Really?
Beware of ghosts.
Yeah, I gotta get a picture of that.
Okay, I'm online, so. Now ideally I would get record audio on here too as well, but for some reason it's not working, so I don't know what broke the other day.
Something broke on that?
No, but it's supposed to use the built-in mic that's in most tablets have. And some reason it's disappeared out of the hardware, so.
Where's my phone doing weird shit?
Okay. And now with things like body cams and stuff, I don't really have to hold too much things. Except for things that are... Okay, so we're on the floor C. So
Yeah, we have one more floor up.
you want to go up to the fourth floor?
Because she was saying, just make sure you go up there.
All right. We're up there.
They're haunted. Well, we'll see.
Those are usually the things I cut out on the video, or the floor going up and down because they bob so much. I guess you can't go through this side, you gotta go all the way around.
Oh, do they have this one on?
I don't know. It's got a weird lock on it. It's not loose. I tried removing it. Oh, you figured it out. Oh, I see how they did it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that actually is kind of cool.
They designed it so that way you can close one but not the other, so they're interlocking to each other. Interesting.
Very.
Huh. Shower. So here's your shower.
This is interesting.
What? Earlier it wouldn't open, now it doesn't want to stay closed. Right, right, stay closed. There you go, stay closed.
Yeah, it's starting to move.
No, it stopped right now.
All right, good.
But of course we didn't close it properly, so if there was an inmate, we'll probably reopen it for us.
That's true. All right, guys. So we were told that you guys are still here, that supposedly quite a few of you are still here. So how about if we just introduce ourselves? I'm Brian.
And I'm Dennis.
So why don't you guys come on down, talk, introduce yourselves, and let us know what's up.
I want to hear your story.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear your story.
What you had for lunch today? The usual? Yeah. Doesn't taste that good, does it? I hear you.
So just out of curiosity, do you guys like it when girls are there? I'm going to assume yes. How do you guys feel about people investigating during the day? Does it make any difference to you whether it's daytime, nighttime, light out, dark out? There are bird noises and probably traffic noises in the background.
I only hear the bird noises.
You don't hear like that, what almost sounds like wind or,
Yeah, but that's like
I'm not sure that's wind, that sounds more like traffic noise.
continuously moving like a freeway.
Yeah, this is 580, but I think it's fairly close.
Yeah. We have a lot of freeways back in 100 years ago. I don't think so. This place was more isolated. Oops. My camera's hitting the thing again. There's Brian on camera. To control, I'm actually not getting the locking. What?
580's
Right
right
next
there.
to us, yeah, and it's probably very busy now. I would imagine about 10 years ago it wasn't as busy. All right, I'm at the end of the block. There's Brian on the far end.
Not too bad, they had their own electrical plugs and light switch.
I think that was,
They didn't have squat.
I don't think that was there, honestly.
What's
I think
that?
that may have been added. 'Cause
Well,
I-
it may have been added like in the 60s and 70s, but
Could be, but it doesn't make sense to have anything like that if everything else is shielded, because you could steal the wiring off of there and use it for steal the light and break it. I mean, there was that picture that I saw. We'd love to know which inmate actually made that little Honda escape helicopter. Or maybe one guy's here would know who it is and enlighten me.
did that happen here?
That's what it was on your museum. You see the picture of it?
I didn't see the picture of it.
'Cause you know how people are. When you get bored, you can make all sorts of stuff. Remember Alcatraz had the escape from Alcatraz.
So, I'm curious, what do you think that tray was for.
Put your clothes on top? The one on top?
Yeah,
Probably.
it almost
Towels,
looks
clothes.
like a television stand. They wouldn't have had a television stand here, would they?
I don't know at that time period if televisions were easy to get in here, but I do know that putting something like that would
Well,
mean something you could.
This prison didn't close until 2012.
Yeah, I saw. That's why you might be right on the electrical stuff. Because around 2010 to 2012, I was kind of asked to make anti-contraband cell phone detection, which use the same EMF detectors. And the idea was to build it so they go into the light fixture, so you wouldn't tell that they get installed. So that's why I was getting the mesh networking. Strategic way that someplace like this, you can't run a new cable, especially when it's active. So what you can do is you can go in there and do maintenance. They shut down a certain block of cell. You get about 2 to 4 hours to put in some electrical work, and then you're out, pretty much. And you just rotate throughout the year. So that's why someone asked me to design stuff like that.
Well, so one of the things that kind of freaks me out is lights out was at 10 o'clock, yet they had their own light and switch.
That might be an after thing, so maybe they have a master somewhere to turn on and off. But
That
that's,
would make more sense.
yeah, especially since I haven't seen the inside. Downstairs, one of them with the covers off with a door control. And I don't know if they're all pneumatically controlled at one time, or do they actually have motorized control. I'm pretty sure it's pneumatic on one side.
Here's the thing though, there are actually 2 shelves,
Yeah, one for the lower, one for the upper.
but the one for the upper is so high up, what the hell is it used for?
I think you put your clothes and or towels there or something, so that way I guess when they go around at night, they can make sure you're not hiding anything.
Yes.
You know, something that
So
would,
what was that, guys? I'm a little bit ignorant when it comes to what those trays were. Can you tell me?
it's gotta be something physical. Yeah, I'll look at a picture. Now that you've mentioned it, what I don't know is why, when I look at each of them, they're all identical, but the one at the very end just has a different feel to it.
The one down here?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by different feel?
When I got drawn into it, I'm like, whoever was in that cell was different. So,
About this one?
yeah, B29. I was drawn into it earlier. I'm like, okay. So,
That is weird.
even though
It's not heavy, but my adrenaline's actually started to pump a little bit.
yeah, like someone was at the end of the line for a reason. Even though they're all identical cells, if you notice, very identical.
Yeah, this one's a little bit darker than the other because it's away from the light, but
Yeah. Surprisingly, I'm not picking up any on the SLS today.
did
So,
you have it all on
Oh.
the other side?
now I guess got something, but it's not by you. It's over there in that cell. It thinks there's something on the wall, but now I just said that. It's picking up something on the corner over here like where someone's standing like right here.
Well, it could have been the fact that there's so many different things here. It could have just been trying to.
Well, I just said it wasn't picking up someone, and someone picked up. So that's the weird part. 'Cause for like the last 20 minutes, 15 minutes I've been recording, it wasn't picking up anything that I could spot, and then all of a sudden something picked up. So right behind the cell, that section, and that's a hard section to actually, it's flat and there's only square objects, so I don't think it would actually pick up the wall the way it does when I see
Well,
these
no, I wasn't
chairs.
thinking
Yeah.
about the wall. I was thinking about the fact that there's like a grid where the bars are.
That's what I was saying. I was picking up right here between. It wasn't the bar. It was like right there, standing right here. So that is really weird. Just when I asked, I hope it's not working, and then someone showed up. So that is weird because I've been walking around. Like I said, I was drawn to the cell earlier to look at it. That's why I've been looking around, scanning around. I was hoping maybe I'd see someone on the bed or something. Conventional places you would be standing or huddling around in your cell. Not unusual places like in the ceiling or something, but
Right.
and that's why I saw just something it picked up against
I wonder
inside. And I was like
wonder
right
if they
here.
would be in their cells at this particular time, or whether they'd still be like, you know, in a rec area or.
I
But
wonder.
then again, did you see any area where they would just hang out?
Outside, that's the rec area. It would
Well,
read
no, that's the rec area, but I mean like a community.
Not
You
in
know, 'cause
here.
Like prisons today, they can all go down to a room and watch TV and things like that. But,
Yeah, like right here, I would imagine that if they're doing a check, someone would have to be standing against the wall, and they say checking all or something like that to make sure everyone's against the wall, I would imagine, to make sure you're not hiding anything. They'd probably do it randomly throughout the week or something.
that's possible.
So I would imagine maybe someone would be standing here against the wall, or so that way they get their back checked once they go through each one, so like that. So that would kind of make sense, because people do things here for a reason. Assuming those signs are correct, the exit's that way, right?
What's that?
Signs are correct, says exit that way. The problem, the way this is laid out, it's kind of like a maze, but if you think about it, it's designed so you can try to get the traffic to go one way.
Well, yeah, they can't go that way. Because
There's a lock there. It's a pretty tight lock.
pretty tight lock.
Yeah, and I noticed the lock
This was probably only opened when they needed to get a guard in here,
is closed. Yep.
or maybe after the bars were closed. I wonder if these were automatic.
From what she told me, at the end of the line, you'll see a control system, and I don't remember if they look like they're hydraulic or if they're motorized. I'd imagine they being hydraulic for the longest time because that was more popular, and the hydraulic systems were still used late 1800s. Electricals came in more popularity in the turn of the 1900s, and then from there, then you had the 60s, the radio, and all the other stuff coming out. So. It's 100 years of innovation, and I've only been on the planet for 40. So, even though I probably am recording this a few times,
So why is this
I'll have to go.
blue? Did you even notice that?
I noticed that one cell is blue, so it's a good question.
So I wonder whether this was painted during the time it was an active prison or afterwards.
Or they let someone go crazy with finger paint.
Yeah, well, either way, they didn't do a very good job. Look at the light switch.
That may have been after, maybe for something else they had. That's a good question to ask your tour guide.
No, she did say that they were doing a haunted house here. But I don't know whether this was all part of it. Because that might make sense for a haunted house, but.
Yeah?
And also, what's this? Do you have any idea? Is that what, soap or?
Probably. A little soap thing on the top there, though.
Yeah.
Paper towel, toilet paper. That looks-
Toilet paper.
Yeah, looks like-
That was the toilet paper holder.
yeah. I don't know why they didn't use anything round, but maybe that was more.
Because they just fit it in there.
So I guess,
They pull it out to use it.
because I kind of wonder how they do maintenance on the cell. They have to move the inmates to another temporary location, and they can do maintenance on the stuff. They generally don't do it while their inmates on there, because the inmates can do some really nasty stuff to people.
Yeah, no, I would imagine that the inmates were removed.
But like I said, it's one of those things that, remember she was explaining to us the gunshots in the second or third floor, remember?
Yeah.
So, you know, work your way down.
Yeah, I gotta go around that corner.
Well, I mean, it's on the other side if I recall. I'm now focused on this, so my memory's like really
Well, here's one
active.
as well, but it's a completely different color. And a painted floor. That has to be after the fact.
More than likely. But here's also your blue too. Wow, partially blue.
Just a blue floor.
And the blue trim. Someone's doing some interior redecoration, right?
And a covered toilet seat.
Covered toilet seat. Okay, that covered.
Yeah.
One of the inmates worried about COVID, I think. It's got to get on this side, close this one. So it actually wasn't technically
This is
closed.
probably what she was talking about.
Yes.
Locked, but this is probably the mechanism to close all this stuff.
There was an open one downstairs, but they opened this up, and then there's a control that controls it all. So I saw it on one of the floors.
other side.
It actually should be on the opposite side. It just goes all the way down to the end, see? The entire system is all the way down, so it's probably at the other end.
Curious as to what this is.
It's locked.
Maintenance tunnel behind the cells.
There's some light on the other side, so there's a square hole and the light on the other side, but it looks like a door.
Oh God, it's so dirty.
Yeah, but if you turn the lights off, you can see the light peering from the opposite side, so there may be an entrance on the other side. Hearing something coming down here. It sounds like a switch, but that's probably me. Okay. This one's different. Was this the female side or the male side?
What's that?
But these a female side, they keep the female separate from the male, don't they?
Female was separate from the male.
Do they keep them on this side, or because someone here,
They're only down on the B deck or
V level, okay.
That's the only place the women were.
Wow. This toilet has a privacy thing on it. That's why. I'm wondering why they would need one. Ah, that's the west side. Okay. See if we try this again. All right, guys. Time to get back in the cell. What do you think? Is it too early tonight? Too early? Yeah, I can't speak right. I'm actually going to go walk down to the other end. What did you find? That's what I was asking. I thought you said the females were kept 1 or 2 levels lower, B.
Yeah, no, she said the females were all.
So maybe they've had a few of these that people need privacy when they take a shit.
Yeah, but for what reason? That's weird. It would only be one, you know?
Yeah, hangers on the wall. Yeah, that's an extra large size cell. Someone must have got a nice upgrade. 'Cause they're almost all identical. That's the part that makes it so confusing. But I wonder if the different color could be a way that inmates can kind of figure out where they're at. Memorization.
No,
Because
they should know just by looking at the
number?
number, yeah, they would know what number.
That's right, they have to sign it. Here's the door, I believe, and this box,
Yeah,
I
that
think,
would be-
is locked.
So
Locked,
that
okay.
may be the main or the master,
Yeah.
and then here's one on the other side, so yeah, this is a guard,
Tunnel?
tunnel,
And
yeah.
go through. Okay, so to get to the other, to get to the middle. Okay, I see. That
This
was,
is interesting, at least they gave us some air. I'm just kind of curious as to what they, and the thermostat, that's interesting.
I notice it's on this side. See? Everything would be on this side because that's where the guards would go.
Yeah, the
Here,
guards would
yeah.
be out here.
So it'd be the extra.
It does seem kind of interesting though, that didn't even give the guards much room. Can you imagine if they're out here and they decide to have a riot, they can just kind of reach over, you know?
Yeah, I think you get about this much space is enough to block it. It's only when someone seizes a gun, then you have serious problems. At least until they run out of ammo.
No, can't go any further here.
Is it tied off?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
To keep the door closed.
You can go underneath and over.
We were already over there, so I'm not too concerned.
And we were on the other side. Because remember we came
Yeah,
through the
we're
cut.
on
Yeah, we came through the cut
came
through.
here, but on
Yeah.
the other side.
We went through the cut through. And there's another one of the dividers too. Because someone wanted bathroom privacy. Certain inmates need privacy. It's a good question though. Right now it's still pretty light out, so.
Yeah, you go still here.
Well, we're on the 4th floor. Trying to see what's over here. Someone's got something over here. Piece of wall. I saw an extension cord running up here earlier. I was trying to figure out what that is. So now someone ran an extension cord because it terminated over here. So I guess someone had some stuff plugged in, see, on the top.
I wonder if they're doing the haunted house through here.
It probably is. They probably set up like weeks in advance or
Maybe
something.
that's what those are. They're not blocking the toilet, they're for people to hide behind.
Could be. And you walk through in the dark. Maybe that could have been added in. 'Cause that didn't make sense. Got all your recorders?
Yeah. Just have a little different code one in here.
All right.
One over there, and everyone.
It's also a little warmer in here too.
What did I do with my camera? It's upstairs. Shit.
All right, if you got everything. So you got the 2 recorders.
I'll be right back.
All right. I'll stand here and hopefully with some inmates.
I'm glad I remembered that.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to your camera. Where'd you put it? Same here. I'll probably stop this at 30 minutes and take a break because it's actually getting pretty hot in here. Another control box. Cell lights on, off, and local. Sea level. I open this door. Go way in. Nope, this door is locked. So we go around. How to go around. So I'm at 30 minutes, so I'm actually going to stop the SLS for now. Give it a quick stop. I can see how much battery I've got left on it. That's cool. What? No. I've been on this side in the cutaway. Unless you can hear me through the cutaway, but there's a cutaway here.
When I got to the top of the stairs, I heard this weird noise that, I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like a blower had all of its air removed. And then I stopped halfway up the stairs and went, oh, that was a weird noise. I'm hoping I had it on the recorder. Get to the top and I started hearing some tapping. So I just kind of.
The only thing that with the noise that I was making is I was looking at the switches here, but I didn't turn any of them on. 'Cause I was
This was obviously down that.
But yes, I'm right. These lights, they can turn them all on, they can turn them all off, and they can allow local control. So it's actually it's a three-way switch or two-way switch. Fully off, fully on, or let them control it. So it's set up that way.
Too bad it's on this one. It's going to be harder to find it.
You heard something. I had a 30-minute recording on here, so I'm going to suspend this for a moment. Because apparently someone left a bottle of water there.
Just remember, that's me. So just remember 3, or file 3.
File 3.
Yeah.
On your favorite recorder, yeah.
Yes. Nevada State Prison, 7:38.
Now, before he came back down, I was trying to figure out how far these halls go that we can walk around without having to go back on the outside. Because I was looking at the cutaway.
Oh, we pretty much have to go back on the outside and walk all the way around.
That's what I thought. I was just saying there's another door open here that allows you to do to pass that cutaway. That looks like it's locked when I went over there, but you can try pushing it open. I don't see a lever. It's pretty quiet in here.
Yep,
Is it locked?
it's locked. So,
It's definitely a maze. It's amazing.
leave that one there. I'll have to come back for that.
Ah, here's how you get to the outside.
Yeah.
Yep. Key mechanism. Why do you keep switching from daylight to night like that? So let's see. That's weird. Reflecting of light. Yeah.
And has a skeleton in there. So it's obviously being used for the haunted house. I really gotta wonder how these guys feel about that, you know?
Or I guess there's maybe possible graffiti that's, if you look hard enough, you might see some. I don't know whose graffiti. To answer your question about the electricals, yes, the cell did have plugs. And there's a master switch on each end that allows it to kill the power in the block.
So 10 o'clock, they just kill the power.
Shut everything off. That's it. Like my dad used to do when I was younger. He would cut the power off in the garage. So I got smart and I ran an extension cord to my sister's room.
So you getting anything?
I actually have it suspended right now, so I'm taking a break. I went through, and I only caught a hit earlier, but I didn't see anything. Just like I said, this is so square, nothing looks like a body. So if I see something that looks like a body, it's completely different than what I'm
So
expecting.
you got a hit other than the one when we were upstairs?
Upstairs. That's the
Oh,
first
just
one I
one?
got, yeah. So,
Gotcha.
because I looked at the clock, it already recorded 15 or 30 minutes, so depending if we move to another block, I'm taking a break in a second here. So, some odd reason, my side is a little bit usual.
Well, I want to grab my water. If you have a recorder, we'll go down and, what do you say, take a seat in the death chamber?
That's right, it's on the next floor
Well,
below.
level down there.
That's where I'm kind of confused, because we walk across here and I see both sides looking out the windows and I know which side I'm on. I've actually kind of got my bearings straight. When I come to these places when I was younger, I just was so focused, I almost got lost all the time, but every now and then taking a look outside and I'm actually seeing where I'm at.
Well, I do know that I kind of want to wait until it gets dark to start really investigating the women's area. Because if there is some sort of black mass, I'd really like to see if we can coax that out.
We can capture something similar, because if I remember, this is one of the areas that the CCTV from either, was it TAPS group years ago, had a camera set up, and had an object ran up to the camera and back down, if I can remember that episode.
Right here?
It was one of the prisons, actually. I don't know if it was this one now, because my brain is, it's at least 10 years ago. So.
I do know that they had something similar to that happen in Eastern State.
That might be it. That's why there's so many prisons.
Yeah, that's the one where Brian Harnlaw did the Dude Run! That was the Dude Run episode.
Ah, 'cause I remember a clip of that. Someone had showed me, so I wonder if they're just as active in
But
here.
the, I think the one you're talking about, because I remember it was like really weird. It was on like a cell floor, a catwalk, and it sort of sprang up out of the floor and ran toward them and then away.
See, what's strange is I'm walking around, it does get pretty quiet, and surprisingly, nothing rings in my ears when it's really quiet, oddly enough.
Well, it's a good thing, right?
Yeah, but I'm also getting allergies, which I'm also thinking,
It's really dusty in there.
well, I saw little seeds moving around when we were walking around earlier that would be floating around, and because the air is so still, or stale, I don't know, still and stale, but
Probably both.
yeah, so there's little bulbs of seeds, so I don't know where they're coming from, you, me, or even one of the tour guides, because when she was giving us the tour, I noticed it floating around next to me. And I'm like, that's gotta be from outside, but.
Well, I do get a kick out of how they have to put west side on there, to make sure people know it's the west side.
West Side E? Oh,
It's a west side story.
maybe I should look up some stuff that the guards would holler out and just start hollering it out down the hall. And I think there's energy here, but it's not as strong as downstairs, I'll tell you that. It's here, it's just people upstairs may have got the penthouse view. Right, guys? Got the best view of the house. That door is locked too as well. I'll take the next cell as long as I don't get locked in.
Yeah, I don't really like it. Hey, Mr. Cole. Are you here with those minutes? I hear this was where we were the night that, night before the first person to be executed in the new legal injection area. You know what I wish we had?
What?
A device that, this is gonna sound funny, especially coming from me, that would blink if there was somebody manipulating it.
Yeah, those cat balls would be nice right now. You know what, I was thinking the same thing at the toy store today when I saw those rubber balls that light up. I was like, huh, they're only like $2.
Well, even the K2 might work for what.
Yeah, you can put it in the corner and see that too as well. I actually got a couple of meters. I was gonna bring them the case.
I'm trying to find out whether, Mr. Cole is here.
Mr. Cole.
Well, actually, you know what? I don't really trust apps, phone apps, but I do have one that is,
Mr. Cole. Sound like a pretty
similar to a
cool.
spirit box. What do you think of a spirit box on the phone?
Echo box, something like that. Audio mixing.
This is a.
I see you in there, so that's Brian in the cell. So I know what a person looks like as a control, so I can tell what a shape is. One thing neat about when I was going out to abandoned buildings with an SLS, you can actually see like night vision. You can see the depth of things.
You think they can manipulate something like this?
Sure, why not? Anything can be manipulated. Sorry about that. I thought I saw a shadow right by there.
What's that?
I thought I saw a shadow right on top of that bucket
Where?
a second ago. It like went dark and then went back bright.
Right there by the window?
Yes,
Did you see me look over? Because I thought I saw something there.
same here. I was just about to ask the question and I just stopped because I'm like, okay.
And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe it was the window. but then
It
I
is,
realized
the window is
glowing
moving.
would get lighter, not darker.
Well, if the window's blowing inward, it does get lighter. Let me see. I'll move it a second.
Yeah, no, it gets lighter, but what I saw was darker.
Yeah, it was darker too. It was like someone sat down on the chair.
Mr. Cole, is
I
that-
just heard someone upstairs. Did you hear that?
What?
You didn't hear someone upstairs? Like someone's walking?
No,
There's no one above us.
there shouldn't be.
I heard someone sound like someone walking on upstairs, like the next right above us. Like, you didn't hear that? That is really weird. I don't think the other team's on the other side of the hall, but there's your chamber. No, we can continue over here, but you have to see what the layout is, because it sounds like something's upstairs.
Is there an upstairs here?
I don't think so, that's the thing. I heard like a thump, thump, right above us. Okay, it's like someone must be moving something. I don't know what it is, but it sounded like someone moved something. That's what it sounded like, so. Okay, continue on with the echo box, because I think that might be drawing some attention, or whatever that device you're using.
All right, Mr. Cole, we're here trying to get a hold of you. Can you manipulate what you're hearing on my device here to make a confirmation that you're here? There it was again behind the window.
Yeah, the window does change the brightness, but...
But again, it got darker, not lighter.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I have a funny feeling someone is here. It's just can't pinpoint because you can never pinpoint. It's just spatial. Mr. Cole, would you like to talk to one of us?
Thinking about maybe going back and getting the shack hack.
We could switch to that. We can drop out there.
What do you think?
You can also slow the rate down too, because I think I hear some stuff, but I can't tell.
Well, I can also get the spirit box, because I've got one of each. What do you think?
Yeah, I probably should have pocket one of those before I came back. But yeah, this is the definitely.
Okay, Mr. Cole, we're going to leave for the be back. All right.
I want to hear your story, Mr. Cole.
Yeah, we really want to hear your story. So please bear with us. All right. Just because we're going away doesn't mean we don't want to speak with you. Okay. So if you're here, I know Sarah said that if you're here and you walk away, you'll stop talking to us, but please don't. All right? Please don't.
B1 and B2. So this is the B floor. It's the most interesting place. What it sounded like is like, I could have sworn I saw something there, but then it sounded like, you know, when you move a dump, you put something down on it like that. That's what it sounded like. So
Let's see if I take a quick picture.
I'd get some pictures here. I should get a lot of pictures if I can. There's your flash. Well, if you're going to do flash, there's a lot of shadows too as well. If it'll do it, actually, will your camera take a picture? There we go. Bars. Yeah, that. Okay, so who and who and who? Because there's probably a lot of inmates that has went through this section and don't like seeing that big giant door over there. And I'm sure word gets around in the inmates when they're ready to do an execution.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So
I don't think I've ever seen one more.
it can be kind of annoying. This is an FYI.
Is it like white noise? That's what I like about it.
Well, Kind of curious if we have any RF that picks up right by the K2.
All right, Mr. Cole.
So I work for the people back here, I'm here, I'm Jackie, I'm Matt.
I'm Brian, if you remember.
And Dennis here.
So there's a couple devices here. One of them is the one that I've got the flashlight on right now. That is a device that if you get near it, it should register that you are near it. That way we know you are here. The other is basically just a video, but it does a constant sweep, so you can hopefully pick out words to answer questions.
There it goes again. I heard like a door close.
That way we might be able to have an actual conversation. There are technicians on the other side that can help you with this. If you need help, look for Ash Blackwell or Pete Hamlin. They always said that they would be more than happy to help. So are you actually here with us?
Mr. Cole, we'd really like to speak with you. Do you know any of our names? What's my name?
Mr. Cole, what is your middle name? No, we don't care about private. Are either of you feeling anything?
No. Are you? No.
I felt something when I first walked in, but now nothing.
It does feel warmer, but that's all of us in here.
Yeah.
Well, they did say that he's a lot more active in the gas chamber. You guys want to go over there? Sure. Mr. Cole, feel free to follow us if you're here. Or you could be over there.
Mr. Cole.
Yeah, that's.
Okay. How do you turn this
If I
thing
remember,
on?
there's plenty of chairs in there.
Yeah, there are in that one.
By the way, I had to walk down to the other side of Virginia City to get a new SD card. I just got it there and found one. It was underneath my shack.
That's Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law. I want to see. Now what goes in there? Because I'll catch up with you guys in a moment. Try to figure out if I left something there. There it is. Like him. I'm going to close this door. There's some light.
His name was, his real name was Eddie, I thought it was.
Mr. Cole, what's your middle name?
Mr. Cole. This must be the control.
Only convicted on 2 counts of first degree murder and 3 counts of murder.
No, that's okay.
But he was related to 35 women murder, and they have proof of 25 of them? So why was... So Mr. Cole, I'm just curious, why were you only charged and sentenced to 5 murders?
I thought one's enough to do it.
Well, you were a serial killer. I guess you were.
It's a megaphone.
Yeah. He announced, "We are getting ready to kill the prisoner."
Mr. Cole, to prison cell B1, B2.
He was in B2,
Okay, so he's in
or
B2.
that'd be 13-2. Sorry.
Well, you're right, they sent him to a specific cell. And everyone knows if you make it to B2, B1,
So that does not seem to be working very well. I think the bars and everything are kind of doing
what bars?
Well, the concrete and everything, I think they're messing with the reception.
Yeah.
Let me see something. Oh,
Or taxes.
put it by a window.
So maybe it's just bad reception in the area.
No, the concrete is,
Got the first 2 batters of the game. You got no Johnny.
there's not many out this way. How far are we at from the city? Pretty far?
Not far from Carson City at all.
Yeah, it's possible that there's not too
Go
many.
ahead and turn it off.
Maybe I'll switch. Turn my light on so I can see it. Well, maybe echo box or something else.
We can try the less annoying SB7.
I don't know, it's pretty
It's basically silver, but it uses more white noise than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, you get white noise when you have a hot room with a lot of molecules moving around. We call that background noise or noise level. In the world of information,
It looks like a dragon coming down to eat my head. You see that? Look at that. There's actually a mouth there.
oh, I see, I see.
Like a monster cool.
So who was the fellow bootlegger? Was there like a thing going on? Hey, come on, some of us know about bootlegging.
So just out of curiosity, John, even though it was a rough situation for you, did you have a little bit of a smile on your face as it was happening, thinking about the fact that you wanted a gas mask?
I get the positive vibe from this guy. He seems like a cheerful guy that just happened to make one move. Oops.
Well, I have heard using that he was asking for a gas mask for the gas chamber.
You hear that, John? I guess we all like you. Hopefully you like us too.
Kind of seemed like you put yourself in a situation where like, okay, this is a bad situation, you gave me lemons, I'm going to make lemonade.
Exactly, I get the feeling too.
Of course, you were a bootlegger, so it may have been fermented lemonade.
Don't tell me you like drinking a lot too. Come on. Arnold Palmer. Yeah. I think that's what we call it now.
Oh yeah, I love Arnold Palmer's.
I wonder if they ever had a still here. This is a true story from Alcatraz. Cooks in there, they actually did have a still from like old potatoes and different things.
Yeah.
They got away with it apparently for quite a while.
A lot of them used to make it in the toilets as well, and sometimes method.
As long as there wasn't any that threw it in there.
Yeah, right? I know, it's kind of like.
Well, when you had nothing, yeah, I think that would be a big no for me.
Yeah.
But the one on the stove, though, the potatoes and God knows what else, they make some kind of water wrapping or a spirit, and apparently it went for big bucks in there. And money they get a small amount of money each week. They all wanted to buy food.
I wonder when they emit the gas, where does it come from?
Well, so this right now is no longer a gas chamber. This was lethal injection. So all of the mechanisms and everything from the gas chamber were removed.
Okay, but there's a window on the other
So,
side to a little
yeah,
room.
take a look up above, you'll see the pipes.
Yeah.
They would have dropped through there.
So they would have a piping system and just turn it on and let it through. And a countdown clock, I would assume, is that exactly this time would be emitting the gas.
So Susan was saying that the Valium that was given to you, Mr. Cole, Eddie, if you don't mind me calling you Eddie, interfered with the lethal injection, and your death was anything but pleasant. Now, deaths are never pleasant, but it was supposed to have been at least relatively painless. Pardon me for being blunt, but can you talk into one of our devices? What was that like for you?
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
We all are. At the very end, did you regret what you and it seems like you were a product of your not so nice mother. Is that a fair assumption for us to make? What was that?
Someone's coming back, not mine.
Was it
No,
your son?
no. That it was Dennis?
I didn't hear it over here.
It sounded like the male voice.
I heard a couple of clicks coming down the hallway. I was about ready to check that out and hear it again.
Down the hallway? Because it did sound like it came from out there.
I heard a click, but I might not be hearing that signal.
Hopefully you'll have that in voice recorders.
Yeah, hopefully. But I did hear, you didn't hear anything?
I heard something, I just didn't know what it was. I just thought it was his stomach. I don't know.
No, but it sounded like a male voice out there.
Well, don't stay out there, come in. We're friendly.
Hey, Dennis, you didn't hear anything out there?
No, I haven't heard anything in the last 5 minutes. Earlier I heard a click. It sounded like that. But I might check that out in a moment. I closed all the doors, I think except for the other room. So I was wondering what I heard because my stuff's in the other room still, so. But I know it goes further down this hallway, but I closed that door.
The team that's here, they would have just come up. Right?
The team?
No, I'm sure they text. She would text.
But my phone's in airplane mode, so all of our phones are probably still in airplane mode.
Interesting.
Pretty quiet down the hall, so I might go and open the other door and check it out.
So, Eddie, getting back to what we were talking about, do you blame your mother for you having a need to kill women? We were told to mention her. I don't know if
I like the name. And actually, I also know Carmine as well.
Well, Carl was named after my father, who, he has the exact same name, Carl Raymond Coyle. And my grandmother named my father that out of respect for Our Lady of Mount Carmel.
So I just checked down the hall and I do see reflecting light from the outside when the cars turn. So if you do notice it,
When cars turn,
on the far off distance of this side of the wall, as I was looking at a shadow that was being cast, so I went and go check it out, but it looked like it was a far distant light from a car. So, just saying that's because you can see the movement from the grates of the cell doors. So. But I'm still going to probably go and check down that hallway where they say this, I think the long hallway's out. If it's this one or the next one over.
the one where they say the mass was, where Jackie saw him come around.
Yeah, because I was looking at that before you came over here, but I might go and check that one out in a bit here.
Yeah, well, I definitely won't go back there myself.
So,
Yeah, me too.
wondering if anyone brought a laser thingy, which I didn't bring. Yeah, I was thinking about putting it in the hall. If you have it, I can set up real quick and put it down the hall and just monitor it for like 3 minutes while you guys are in here before we move that way. Because it's dark enough now where you can barely see the twilight from the other end of the hall. So it was early, it was somewhat lit when I walked over there.
Well, I think what I'll do is I'll leave a recorder here. Take the other two and on camera.
That's what I do too. Did you do your, that mode before? Was that the mode?
No, I usually just let it run. Because a lot of times voice activation goes on actually, well, she does have a grid. A lot of times voice activation won't work with a spirit.
I heard it worked for me.
Oh, it will. I'm not saying that it doesn't. I'm just saying that a lot of times it won't. When we were at Lake Vista, we had some weird stuff happen.
You're getting a nice reflection off of the glass.
What?
Yeah, nice reflection off the glass. Yeah, you got the prism on there, so I need to add one of that to my collection again. I think I got in all three colors, red, green, and blue.
They use little tiny tapes. Well, the only way to erase those tapes was either a machine that you had to buy, or you turn the microphone off on the camera, put the lens cap on, and then re-record it over. So there was it recorded 5% of the sound.
No, I didn't have one of those.
Yeah, that is the only way to do it other than actually.
That'll work. We put it up on the hallway. So I want to see if we see anything change brightness, because now it's dark enough you can see that. Do you have something to go over the switch to hold it on?
No, I put a rubber band over the switch that holds it on.
So I set it on. K2. Okay, we're going to put a laser grid here, because I hear that there, oops, seems to be a low power issue. Uh-oh. Okay, why is you doing that? Well, I can't see anything on here. I know your battery's going low on this thing. Okay. Uh-oh. Your battery went dead on this thing. over here. Just, I think your battery died.
You were coming over there, but I didn't want you going down there by yourself.
I was only in the corner. I think your battery's dead. I need to go. Yeah, I need to go find some batteries. Yeah, I think that's why it's going out. 'Cause
Oh, that's a triple
yep, 2 AAAs. Got 2 AAAs. And grab the gear. Okay, so they're actually a cell control. Interesting design. These are all motorized controls. All right. Everyone out. Yeah, rubber band should do fine holding it on, but assuming the battery's not dead.
I think the battery's not dead because I can do that. Believe it or not, it's not even holding
This was
it.
off, I turned it on, and it was already recording. It's not supposed to be.
Those are usually tactile switches that you push down.
Yeah.
Snap-on switches, so they should make a good clean connection unless it's oxidized. Because when I put it down a few times and pressed it down, it wasn't giving me any output. But then again,
I think it's just the, oh, yeah, well, the rubber band
That's
is
just
just,
my case for
Oh.
yeah,
the jack.
that would be why.
well, the rubber band isn't super tight, but once you get it snapped inwards, it should stay in. That's as I,
Yeah, well, it has in the past,
that's
but
what I
the
thought.
rubber band wasn't broken then. So the tension has been released.
Yep, that's mine. That's what I was setting her laser on. Set it on a K2. It was actually just slightly off the ground. I'll snag it and move. Is there another way to get around other than this section?
Somebody reached out to grab her.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Hey, there's a little exercise ball.
So this was the women's ward, so I wonder if it was a woman that did it.
I don't think it was a man, I think it was a man.
Yeah? I wonder if there was a man over here that was like going after her.
Well, I just took my hair tie off, but I look like a woman, right?
So, let me walk down here real quick.
We all got night vision cameras, so. Which side are you going down? This side? Do you mind if I go around the other hallway? I'm gonna go the other way. So, maybe we might run into something along the way. It feels
And she said she also actually showed me a picture of something on the ceiling climbing down. From the ceiling over to
I'm just curious of how this stuff works, actually. It's got 2 position switch. This is was that?
That would be,
Okay, that was you, yeah. So I thought it was one of the door gates behind me.
Keeps lighting up.
What?
In that other room, or is there a mirror back?
There was something at the very far end when I was over there, but I was getting static electricity.
Oh, the mirror. Okay.
There's a mirror down there?
There's a mirror in there.
Yeah, I see it. There's a huge reflection I can see
Yeah, that's
from
what I
me.
was like, okay, what the heck is going on in here?
I think there's bugs in here because I keep hearing something hit my ears.
Why is there a light going on over here now?
I don't know. I don't think I left anything there.
Oh, the door came open. I'm gonna turn this light off.
All right. There's the switch by the right outside the door on the
Yeah.
right. It kills it. What? You got buddy system here?
All right, I'm gonna see if I can turn that mirror on.
What? I was getting a lot of static charge coming down the hallway, so
just one or the other one?
over there when I was walking over there around the other way around.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna see if I can turn this mirror on because it was kind of bugging me.
Here, give you a hand with that.
Hold on, I gotta get it. It's heavier than it looks.
Okay, let's face it this way, backwards. Did you do that again? Make it brighter for us, just 1 second longer? Because it seemed like I've been asking for that. I don't know, maybe it's my eyes. One thing I don't like. Yes, it looked like it was moving, but I can't tell from here. I mean, I'm out of your way. I hope you can see it clearly. But then again, the flashing lights is not good. It could just be the light. The light is shifting. I don't have any way to detect motion.
I'm trying to watch the balloon's nipple.
Which is on the right side. Yeah, it looked like it went up for a second. Oh, there it goes again. It looked like it rolled closer to us. I can't tell from here because I'm looking at the light, but the light's confusing me. Or there's a breeze, or someone's coming down the hall.
Yeah, well, there's definitely no breeze.
There's no breeze, yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier with a little bit of seeds floating around as we were walking around. I was able to spot it with my eyes.
Come on, ladies, do me a favor. Move that balloon.
10 points if you come and hit it in my head. It's really hard to tell from here, but it picks up and then it goes back around.
Move it closer to us. Move it towards Dennis.
Just try to kick it a little bit with your foot.
It's easy. Let's play ball. Every now and then I see the reflection from the laser, so I'm hoping that that's just bugs or something hitting coming towards me a few times. But it's settled down now, so I don't see anything. Quiet. Oh, it's heading closer to, I think, to 10, last I checked.
No, but I'm told now I have to use my sleep app. So I said and I'm very glad. But don't forget that thing for something.
Yeah, I don't know if ever be able to use that, but if you get some resources, you'd be surprised at how
Yeah.
they say they're not designed to treat sleep apnea, but they work great.
Well, my job is I promised my children doctor I would try it anyway. So I'll give it my best.
There it goes again.
But I will tell, I will never, would do the CPAP. It can be a way just trying to do the sleep apnea test.
Oh, wow. I know, but I mean, I have no choice. I mean, I stopped breathing in the middle of the night. So I've got to do it. My son tried to get my feet and inspire, you know, with the battery plan. I don't want that, so
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, is that I can get it this fire.
yeah.
But, try the rebirth test. Seriously, give them a try.
Okay.
Because my son gets paranoid, and he always stops and listens to see if I'm breathing. He said that when I have the rebirth on, I never stop breathing.
Oh, I did stop doing the signs, which he can die on that.
Oh, yeah. He was really worried, which is why I said, here, try these. So I did, and he said they really work for, keeping you snoring and not breathing. And I do notice that when I wear them, I do get a better night's sleep.
You get much more air.
Yeah, and I keep forgetting to put them on while that's any problem.
I've got to see that, proposal on the site, the board this time to pressure.
Oh,
Like, as soon as you used to inflate your tire, you press it.
I did a really clean every place.
Yeah. And they're very hard on the person who's sleeping with.
Once they blind, I like area.
Well,
Because of the noise and, it makes you feel like you're sleeping with Darth Vader.
Oh, mine was really fine.
it's pretty quiet on this side.
The old ones are like that, the new ones that I've got are allegedly quiet.
Allegedly?
Yeah, that one is really quiet.
Yeah, it is allegedly quiet here.
Do you use one of it?
I have one, I just have to use, I don't use it all, unless they shut it down, then, because like you said, that pressure in your face makes it impossible to sleep.
So why don't you want to try the Aspire?
I got, you know,
Okay.
if I was, probably give it out.
That's a
But
reflection.
I don't know, how it goes. I'm thinking I need to find something.
I have one on fire over.
I'm not exactly sure that it's about a 3-hour operation with my son. It's not inspired, it's another one which is almost the same as before. And when he had it done, the doctor came and told me, he said, it took a little longer than we thought it would, it took an extra hour. And he said, you said you're the third one I've done on this. I thought, shit, why did you tell him that? But it took about an hour longer than we thought it would.
It has nothing to do with, it sends electrical impulses to your lungs and your brain to tell you, no, keep breathing.
Well, the non-initiated room had 2 queens, and I don't know this morning. Or if he did, it wasn't loud.
Yeah, supposedly it works really well. Why is it that balloon seems like it's getting further away?
Maybe it is.
It also seems like it's up in the air.
Well, the flashing is reflecting off the ground. If you're high enough, you can see the reflection off the ground. Or is it getting smaller? Seems like it's getting smaller than what you started with, but it could just be further away. There's 2 dots next to it I can faintly see, so I've been using that as my proximity to see if it's moving. I mean, the only thing that's getting dimmer is your laser grid. It's getting dimmer and then brighter and dimmer and brighter for some reason.
So was there anywhere else that you guys wanted to?
What about the inverter?
I think that's one level up.
I didn't know that last one, but she was done it before. It was very accurate.
Oh, she just said it wasn't all that active.
Yeah. That's what she was thinking about.
I'm gonna go walk down.
Long time, we
Sometimes it's got quiet here. Probably should have turned the light off. Okay, what's that one? It's like there's a coax cable in here. Loose coax wires running around here. So there's a nice solitary room here. Okay, I don't feel the same static I had earlier when I was walking down that hall, so I don't know what I felt, but as the laser grid finally died off.
One of the things that I found interesting walking down this hall is that almost every single one of these cells has a back door.
That's a good, really? I didn't remember.
Just going into the cell itself, so it's just kind of interesting that they're individual, not like the other cells where there's a door on either end. And there's a weird cell in that hallway.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks like a solitary cell. It was in the room over there. But yeah, that was kind of when I was eerie when first time I walked down, it was getting like static, and it's now not there, but I was walking down like there was static discharge. So unless the temperature in the environment changed on me. Okay, good. Grab balloon. Not getting the same effect as I got before. Must be a nice area. Okay, so let me grab my K2. So where are we moving to next? I know where the switch is at. I know where the switch is at. And don't bother me on that. Oops. Door's got to open first. And let there be light. Still don't know why there's a water knob right here in the middle of nowhere. That's the part. That I saw that on the way up and I'm like, what's that about? Go figure. So we got,
Okay, so we're going up one level.
yeah, 2 balloons.
No, I believe
I did.
we're in one.
I took one down.
Oh. Let me guess, you untied the knot?
Yeah.
It's tricky, but you can do it. I actually have balloon clips that you just snap on.
Oh,
Well, look, you can barely see this thing once in the light.
And if you put that stretched rubber in hot water, it'll shrink back down to its original shape. How do I know that? Don't ask. I have plenty of people in rubber suits, so we know the tricks. Floor A, or we can go around, or what? So at least I got a picture of the control thing, of the door thing. That's kind of odd. Some of these have that long metal strip that goes around and closes, I guess, all the doors at the same time, but they have like a switch that tells, I guess, the warden that the doors are closed or open. I guess the second question to that is, has people been killed by the door closing?
yeah.
Because I don't know how much power, yeah, I don't know how much power those things put out. We're going back up one more floor.
Oh, wait a minute, maybe it is on the,
What are we looking for?
looking for the infirmary, but I thought the door was here.
Wait, the infirmary?
Infirmary.
Shoot, now I forgot where she mentioned. I thought it was in the other building.
No.
Huh. Because this floor at this point, well, because you said there's nothing above.
She said it was on the third because it was just above wherever we were. Okay.
Well, let me know because and it'll probably go pop. Actually, the floors are pretty clean.
Yeah. Not bad.
Uh-huh. I was actually thinking because it's not going to be on this floor, but there's nothing higher. She took us to the infirmary at the beginning. I just don't remember what it looked like now, top of my
No, she
head.
didn't take us to it. She took us where you went up to it.
Because when we go down to the east side, there's a bunch of hallway, remember? It's on the other side of the building. This is going to be like Five Nights at Freddy. We're just walking around, hoping we're not running into something.
Someone's in the culinary?
We went from the culinary and walked up, and I thought it was there.
No, it was up from wherever we were on our way to death row. She said it's just above us.
Right, and it would have been here. It would have been one of these.
They do have one. It's in the other place. Infirmary. This is me with my audio recorder, and if I see it on the film, is that a B or 13? You guys decide. Not on A?
It was on the upper level.
Charles. Wait a minute, was it the level that you had the chair on it? But that's level 3. Yeah, my memory may not serve me as much as it used to.
Yeah, we were going to death row, and that's where she said that was right above us,
Yeah. That's
which
right.
means it would have been level 3.
Level 3, strange. That's level A. Yeah. So this is where we had that hole.
Death row.
No, level B was death row.
Yeah, we're on B right now.
It's right behind that door. So there's
So we
another.
need to go down one more level.
Yeah, and there's another door on the other side, I think, too, on the lower level. I don't know where that went. And I do know we're on the west side. If you go on the east side, there's another area that we haven't
Oh, wait, no,
seen.
that's the, never mind.
Yeah, that's the death row area. If you go down one more, I think there's a door on that side to that building. There's nothing above this when you told me that.
It was in this building.
In this building. Well,
And that's right. She said, when we were on death row, going to death row, she said the infirmary was right above us.
Yeah.
that's what I thought. So what's on this side? Because we're on the west side. Is it on the east side?
This was infirmary here. Because there's another door that leads out there. And what is this?
Where's this going to? We haven't been this section, by the way, just to let you know. So,
Yeah, we haven't.
well, we haven't investigated it, but we have. So that's where the copper cable went earlier, I saw. No, there isn't anything in here, but it's a pretty square room. Kind of reminds me of that 80s paranormal game. Yeah, I don't know where this room goes, but it's a storage of some sort. Strange. I did not find. Remember, we're on the west side. Is it on the east side? Maybe? When we came in? Remember there are two doors that we went through? One that went to the far end of
This
this
is
home?
just a toilet in here.
Oh, it was a shitty situation, I can tell.
Yeah, it's a really shitty situation.
Phones during lockdown. So that's a phone cutout line circuit. Okay, so that's what's behind this door.
That's just leads outside.
That's what she said. There's an exit in every corner. So if we had to get out, that's you. Okay.
Yeah, I remember down here.
Yeah, but if you go in the other, we're on the west side of the building. Remember, there's an east side. There's another door across, and that goes to the other room where the refrigerators are.
Infirmary was.
I thought. Well, what's over there? What's this say? First floor. This is up. There's office and property. So there's probably.
That's right here.
Yeah.
Laundry,
It's not much. So laundry's on the other side, I guess.
2 showers, and yeah, so.
You didn't see that on Unit 3. They were on the first floor, but you didn't see that on the third floor?
Nope. Oh,
Oh, we need a little nighttime tour guide.
you were just.
Me?
Seriously, it's confusing. That's why I said they need a blueprint.
Yeah, they do.
Future investigation for, well, when you do Waverly Hill, it's just as confusing too. The wards are really long. That might
Yeah,
be.
well, I'm gonna see if I can download a map for Waverly.
That's a good idea, and Russia too. Russia would be best.
So that way we have a backup. Because I'm getting. We went through here earlier today. We didn't go through A side bar.
So
So
do we wanna try and go all the way down here to get out?
there's another exit to the other side of the building down here. If I remember, but this is where this is where the one with the bullet holes on the wall?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. My brain is playing back memories.
Oh God, I'm following Dennis and he's saying, I'm hoping my brain works.
I used to. Well, I'm figuring we're on the first floor, so there's a lot of doors. So,
Well, if we go, okay, yeah, so I think we're straight out here, yeah.
yeah, because I think we came through here at the very beginning, remember?
Yeah.
And there were a couple of these weird rooms and first exit before I went into
So
that
this door
side.
right here, we're outside,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Well, it should across the side. Yeah, that'll go outside to the center hallway that cuts across to where the refrigerator units are. And there's their famous wheelchair that came by earlier, I noticed. There's Terry's wheelchair.
Yeah, that's right, so.
Remember, this goes outside?
Yep.
And then there's a section.
Yeah,
So what I don't know is, other than the reflector reflecting brightly back to me, and there's an owl here that's kind of creepy.
So we go this way to,
Yeah, but I was wondering what's on this side. That's the side that we were in at the beginning.
oh, this is probably part of culinary.
I think so. And that's where you girls were in earlier, I thought.
That's not part of the culinary.
Really?
No.
So what's on this side then?
I don't know.
Because I thought culinary was on this side of the wing.
Look, it was sales back there.
Because she said we can go in here. This is one of the first areas we went into before we looked around and came out and went there. So,
What is it, Brian?
I don't know.
more cells?
Well, it's a nice breed.
I know, I'm enjoying the breeze.
So you know what? I think this is solitary.
You did come through solitary.
Yeah, I think this is solitary in here.
You want to do solitary?
Solitaire culinary, because I don't know where infirmary's at.
I'm easy.
I still don't know where infirmary's at, because I don't remember where she mentioned it. And
Forget the infirmary.
I need
You
a map.
never
There's a
find
couple
it,
of
I don't think.
those, I can't carry everything, but I want to see what's over here.
Come on, let's try back here.
I'll hold the door open.
Thank you.
You want me to close the other door over there? I will. I'll close it. This place is amazing. Don't you think? Yeah. Maybe it's up here.
Why don't you go and take a look?
I'll make
Yeah,
a,
so this is solitary right here.
because there is some places here that I don't exactly remember, because it was the very beginning of the tour. And it also seems pretty warm up here. This is the older system. 1, 2, 3, 4. Emergency lock. An old hydraulic system. More office space, I think. Elevator. Yep, I'm coming back. I just walked around a complete loop around. I was also looking at the fire sign that tells you there's office rooms on the other side. That's the next floor up too. Because right now you're in. I believe these are all solitary, but they don't look super solitary. They just look like there's two doors connecting to them. I'm just interested to see Squeaky. There's a guy named Squeaky. I want to get a picture of that. There's a sign here that shows pictures of inmates, and one of them is named Squeaky Marshall. Must be very squeaky. Right here, the sign. I'm looking at the sign with all the inmates here. It says Charles, Frank, Walter, August Blum, and Squeaky Marshall. See? Squeaky.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, he looks pretty squeaky. And then there's this room here that I went inside earlier. They have to go around and get into. But that must be a commons area for them during the break time, because that has cable TV lines on the wall for a weird reason. So that looks like a common area in the middle, because that goes all the way around. But then I get used to. It's like playing the old Doom game, going down the hallways and trying to figure out where they go. That's not working? Yep, sorry. I have these things, which is probably to put something to cover it. What was that?
Apparently my recorder went off,
Oh.
Yeah.
which is weird because it was turned off.
Oh. Well, you dogged it if you're stuck in here. At least you get a light.
Huh?
I was just talking to myself. At least you get a light. Been stuck in here, but at least you got a light. Oh, they really did. And they welded these together. Wow. Look at the construction, all solid steel. This isn't exactly maximum security, is it?
No, it's not that security, but it's definitely.
I mean, Alcatraz was supposed to be max security, and people still escaped, apparently.
One does later, it's double.
Yep. Hey, every system has a flaw. You just got to find it. And someone will find it.
Oh, so let's get to the culinary, what do you think?
I don't know.
It's up to you guys. I'm following you. I'm just going around.
Oh, first and second floor?
Up one floor and across. Well, we got two directions to go. If you want, or we can split.
Let's split, we're going to culinary?
Yeah,
Let's go to culinary.
culinary.
All right.
What do you guys want to do?
Culinary.
Culinary.
Just don't get.
Culinary?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's head. Let's not get locked in the fridge though.
Yeah, that
I
one
will meet
fridge.
you guys over there. I'm going up to Psych.
Okay,
What was that?
that was
Oh.
my phone.
You don't recognize that sound? That's 3 times tonight I heard.
Seven.
3 times I heard it go off tonight so far. It's almost like counting 7 plus 1. You forgot the one in the chamber. Yeah, 7 on a clip plus 1. So let's.
Is it this way?
Which way are you
I
going?
don't know where we're at.
Yeah, you can go that way
You go that way, and
and then make a right.
I believe you go out. That's where the office area is at, according to the fire escape map. If you look high,
Why
you'll
don't
see
you leave
one.
us, Dennis?
All right.
Since you seem to know where we're going. Yeah.
Well, when I went around, this is what I do when I play Doom. I go around in circles in the maze to try to figure out where I'm at. See,
Like Pokemon.
here's the map that tells you where. Just look, you'll find the fire escape map. So we're somewhere around here. So if you go out this way to those double doors to the left, you'll make it to the culinary
I
side.
trust you, Dennis. Lead.
This way. It's probably on the left side somewhere. You can see it through the window.
One for outside, I know you go.
I believe this is the door to the outside too as well. These doors. Yeah, here's the door that goes outside, and
Oh, my fridge is going off now.
yeah, you too. I had random issues with power, so I'm wondering if your battery's doing the same thing early on the thing. So there's the culinary side, if I recall. It's nice. I'm gonna go and try to find Brian, if I don't get pulled away by a beast or an entity, whatever you want to call it, grievance. I just love these circuits. I'm gonna open this up and take a look at it. Oh wow, this is a manual hydraulic system with pull cables. Emergency lockdown. Power off to things. And they really don't want you dicking with those levers, do they? Someone welded locks on them. Huh. Oops. That was me. Are you on the second floor? Yeah, I moved the door and it squeaked. Yeah, that was me. I was checking out the controls for the door lever and seeing how many of them they welded permanently. That's what I thought because I see X-ray hazard. And this smells like a doctor's office. Oh shoot. What am I getting myself into, guys? This has a distinct filmography smell here. That's here. That's what it says on the fire escape magnet. We're in the psych ward. Look at the fire escape chart when you pass by one. It'll tell you what it is. Fans and pump. Turn it on and see what that does. Anyway, I see some Halloween decorations up in this room. Yeah. Now I'm kind of curious to see. Oh, they really have fun here in the holidays, it looks like. Oh, we have this thing all decked out. Wow. Dude, crazy place to host an event. Hey, they got air conditioning. This must be for the people that work here.
Susan is really upset about the fact that they didn't do this.
Who?
Susan,
Oh. Well, this is one of my hit lists, so I've been here now. I mean, I've been to Waverly Hill a while back, so.
so what do you think of this so far?
Well, can I read this chart 20 feet away? That's what I think. I don't know what 20 feet away. I'm supposed to have 10/20 vision. That's what I asked for. The Hubble Space Telescope calibration, mirror calibration. So I should be able to see the stars, right?
So I'm trying to figure out why Annette was so adamant about going back to culinary. That makes me think we should probably go over there.
Yeah, there was some stuff over there. Some activity was spotted. What's that light glowing from? We have an exit sign. Woohoo.
This stuff was spotted by Annette.
Well, no, they say, remember the room that they had some activity by the, well, just because we couldn't find it, so just to find something we know and go back to. I don't feel,
I'm not feeling much in here.
no, but I just said that, and then something just tapped my hair like a static discharge again. Yep, right above my left ear.
So you say not much is going on.
And then it fools with me. You guys will love playing with me, don't you? Because I'm a scientist, right?
You love messing with Dennis, don't you?
Yeah. Like every time I'm about to ready take a break and you guys go and do something. And every time I was about to say something, like there's this little, I thought maybe I hit something like a cobweb on here. I looked up and I'm like, that wasn't a cobweb.
Why you guys leave me alone? Come on, let me have some fun too. Jeez, guys.
You guys are having a lot of fun with this science type, right? What do you think of all the crazy stuff that went on during wartime? Turn of the century, 1920s. Stock market crash. The invention of the atom bomb. I'm sure you guys seen it all. Maybe even the future of us. Maybe a neutron bomb.
So it looks like all of this
This is,
is
what's on this side?
the hospital wards.
Well, you can't.
This isn't a regular ward in here.
Well, the other side had the X-rays, so that's an indication that was infirmary. Yeah.
I'm thinking that everything on this side is where the patients were.
Probably stored, probably holding them before they get checked out. 'Cause I remember we went across one of the hallways really fast earlier today. I mean, at 5 o'clock went by fast, but I'm also noticing these things, which is the dumbwaiter to go between floors.
This probably takes us back to where we need to go.
Sure? Going
Yeah,
down?
well, I'm still gonna go down this way just to see what we have here.
Well, I went through earlier when you guys were downstairs, and I love looking through these things to see what's inside.
Okay, so yeah, this is where you go down right here. So these are just regular wards over here.
I think so. And these are the controls for the doors.
I would assume were the medical things.
I think this is actually an older system before the other sides were built. This was actually more hydraulic with a crank. These are hydraulic systems, impressively. They're very hydraulic driven. I'm just impressed at how many years have gone by in a place like this. And I slipped through my years, and I didn't even know it. 2012.
Yeah,
Jeez.
2012 was when this or this part was.
Yeah. I still like that squeaky guy. He sounds squeaky.
These are, you hear that?
A click?
No.
I didn't get the growl, but from time to time when yeah, be hitting that, but when I was walking around, like it's now kind of quiet, but when I was walking around, I get the eerie feel like someone's looking at me.
When you walk around in here?
Yeah.
Oh, you went up here by yourself?
When I went around real quickly, just went and inspected it, because that's how I found the psych ward. I was coming up this way, and you asked if Annette called me, so. But these look kind of more solitary, but I don't know, they're not.
There's two. They're just like
That one's
smaller
two.
cells, it seems like.
But this also looks like an older part of their cell blocks. Okay, so this is that caged area. I see the commons area. So each cell group has a commons area. I walked through here.
Which is funny because each one has its own toilet too.
Here?
Yeah, each common area.
Well, you know, there's public pooping, so no more indecency. Someone has a box here. What is this? Must be a rat trap. That might be a rat trap. That might be a rat trap. Someone they left on the floor. I mean, have you seen anything unusual? What'd you get?
Just all misty.
Well, were you having breath issues, like you said?
Well, my phone's here, so.
I would assume you're having breaths, right?
Yeah.
So having trouble focusing?
Yeah.
But it wasn't your breath, though. I didn't.
No, it was not my breath.
But I could say it must have been your breath. That's what you said last time. It's always caused by your breath. You guys, BP. So that's what this is labeled. British Petroleum. 13-1 something. I don't know. Huh. It's possible it can get a lock onto something. I don't know what its mechanism for focusing. Old cameras used light angles. Some used TOF, time of flight, to figure out the focal distance.
Yeah, so it's definitely that with the camera having a problem.
I figured as much, because you don't have anything to lock onto if you have center for weighted. It's also weird.
Oh, you know what's funny is I can show those photos.
You know what's weird about this room? These are like you have a bedroom on one side and you have an empty room on the other. That's what's odd about these rooms. Yeah. Well, this is how you pass past 20 years. I guess this teaches me the lesson. Don't be sleeping all day.
So it looks like they took two cells and combined and created one each of these.
So you can have the.
Bigger.
So I guess in the infirmary ward, you get the upgraded suites.
Yeah.
What's odd is I looked at where the phone is at here and the control box on this side. Now I'm very curious of how they have this set up, because the guys who run this place have to know all the switches to pull if there's an emergency, a lockout. And this is an older system with a hand crank, so compared to the other one. I saw one earlier during the tour that had a large wheel in it, and I think that was an odd control, and noticed they updated every few years. But this has been in service for how long? Almost 100 years?
At least.
So,
Well, what do you say we head over to culinary?
all right, we can head over there. Well, it's nothing, does something funky. Yeah, we haven't really looked at that place. I have a lot of video to go through.
Yeah, I'm gonna have more audio than I know what to do with.
What I'll do is I'll ask Rock if he can go with the video for me. They'll probably max out the upload though. I should see if it'll actually watch the YouTube video at least. Rock might be able to go through the video. See, this is the thing I opened up that made the loud squeak, so I'm just kind of curious. Like, this one has a crank, but they pulled some of the things out already and they welded.
Right, for some reason, this will not stop now.
Uh-oh.
It's going fast pace.
Stop.
Do me a favor, hold this. Battery's low.
It might corrupt the file. Well, you did say it was having issues to begin with, so I'll have to snapshot the part number and see if someone has one on eBay cheap. Then you can analyze it. It's going to reboot and probably do a self-check on its memory storage, hopefully. If it's smart enough, the file header will be there, but the tail end won't. So, depending on the type of file it is, if it does a recovery, you should see the last block written. I just don't know what format, because like you said, it's probably proprietary.
I think it was down here where they...
We just came through
No,
here.
there was one area where she said, go ahead, go in there, but don't close the door. That might have been in culinary.
That's culinary refrigerator. And I'm gonna poke my head in here and let's see what happens.
What's that?
I'll poke my head in there and see what happens. Kind of curious. I poke my head in things and maybe something happens. I'll be just jerked right in.
I was going to say, they seem to like it when you stick your head in places.
I noticed that. Maybe they're planning another escape. They want more office space, I think. Elevator. Yep, I'm coming back. I just walked around a complete loop around. I was also looking at the fire sign that tells you there's office rooms on the other side. That's the next floor up too. Because right now you're in. I believe these are all solitary, but they don't look super solitary. They just look like there's two doors connecting to them. I'm just interested to see Squeaky. There's a guy named Squeaky. I want to get a picture of that. There's a sign here that shows pictures of inmates, and one of them is named Squeaky Marshall. Must be very squeaky. Right here, the sign. I'm looking at the sign with all the inmates here, and it says Charles, Frank, Walter, August Blum, and Squeaky Marshall. See? Squeaky.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, he looks pretty squeaky. And then there's this room here that I went inside earlier. They have to go around and get into. But that must be a commons area for them during the break time, because that has cable TV lines on the wall for a weird reason. So that looks like a common area in the middle, because that goes all the way around. But then I get used to. It's like playing the old Doom game, going down the hallways and trying to figure out where they go. That's not working? Yep, sorry. I have these things, which is probably to put something to cover it. What was that?
Apparently my recorder went off,
Oh.
Yeah.
which is weird because it was turned off.
Oh. Well, you dogged it if you're stuck in here. At least you get a light.
Huh?
I'll just talk to myself. At least you get a light. Been stuck in here, but at least you got a light. Oh, they really did. And they welded these together. Wow. Look at the construction, all solid steel. This isn't exactly maximum security, is it?
No, it's not that security, but it's definitely.
I mean, Alcatraz was supposed to be max security, and people still escaped, apparently.
One does later, it's double A.
Yep. Hey, every system has a flaw. You just got to find it. And someone will find it.
Oh, so let's get to the culinary, what do you think?
It's up to you guys. I'm following you. I'm just going around.
Oh, where's the first floor?
Up one floor and across. Well, we got two directions to go if you want, or we can split.
Let's split, we're gonna go culinary?
Yeah,
Let's go to
culinary.
culinary.
All right.
What do you guys want to do?
Culinary.
Culinary.
Just don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not get locked in the fridge though.
Yeah, that
I
one
will meet
bridge.
you guys over there. I'm going up to psych.
Okay.
Look at it. Oh wow, this is a manual hydraulic system with pull cables. Emergency lockdown. Power off to things. And they really don't want you dicking with those levers, do they? Someone welded locks on them. Huh. Oops. That was me. Are you on the second floor? Yeah, I've moved the door and it squeaked. Yeah. That was me. I was checking out the controls for the door lever and seeing how many of them they welded permanently. That's what I thought because I see X-ray hazard. And this smells like a doctor's office. Oh shoot. What am I getting myself into, guys? This has a distinct filmography smell in here. Cable. That's here. That's what it says on the fire escape magnet. We're in the psych ward. Look at the fire escape chart when you pass by one. It'll tell you what it is. Fans and pump. Turn it on and see what that does. Anyway, I see some Halloween decorations up in this room. Yeah. Now I'm kind of curious to see. Oh, they really have fun here in the holidays, it looks like. Probably have this thing all decked out. Wow. Dude, crazy place to host an event. Hey, they got air conditioning. This must be for the people that work here.
I know that Susan is really upset about the fact that they didn't do this.
Who?
Susan,
Oh. Well, this is one of my hit lists, so I've been here now. I mean, I've been to Waverly Hill a while back, so.
So what do you think of this so far?
Well, can I read this chart 20 feet away? That's what I think. I don't know what 20 feet away. I'm supposed to have 10/20 vision. That's what I asked for. The Hubble Space Telescope calibration, mirror calibration. So I should be able to see the stars, right?
So I'm trying to figure out why Annette was so adamant about going back to culinary. That makes me think we should probably go over there.
Yeah, there was some stuff over there. Some activity was spotted. What's that light glowing from? We have an exit sign.
Wait,
Hey.
this stuff was spotted by Annette?
Well, no, they say, remember the room that they had some activity by the, well, just because we couldn't find it, so just to find something we know and go back to. I don't feel,
I'm not feeling much in here.
no, but I just said that, and then something just tapped my hair like a static discharge again.
Now,
Yep, right above my left ear.
so you say not much is going on.
And then it fools with me. You guys will love playing with me, don't you? Because I'm a scientist, right?
You love messing with Dennis, don't you?
Yeah. Like every time I'm about to ready take a break and you guys go and do something. And every time I was about to say something, like there's a little, I thought maybe I hit something like a cobweb on here. I looked up and I'm like, that wasn't a cobweb.
Why you guys leave me alone? Come on, let me have some fun too. Jeez, guys.
You guys are having a lot of fun with this science type, right? What do you think of all the crazy stuff that went on during wartime? Turn of the century, 1920s. Stock market crash, the invention of the atom bomb. I'm sure you guys seen it all. Maybe even the future of us. Maybe a neutron bomb.
So it looks like all of this
This is,
is
what's on this side?
the hospital wards.
Well, you can't.
This isn't a regular ward in here.
Well, the other side had the X-rays, so that's an indication that was internal. Yeah.
I'm thinking that everything on this side is where the patients were.
Probably stored, holding before they get checked out. 'Cause I remember we went across one of the hallways really fast earlier today. I mean, at 5 o'clock went by fast, but I'm also noticing these things, which is the dumbwaiter to go between floors.
This probably takes us back to where we need to go.
Sure? Going
Yeah,
down?
well, I'm still gonna go down this way just to see what we have here.
Well, I went through earlier when you guys were downstairs, and I love looking through these things to see what's inside.
Okay, so yeah, this is where you go down right here. So these are just regular wards over here.
I think so. And these are the controls for the doors.
I would assume were the medical things.
I think this is actually an older system before the other sides were built. This was actually more hydraulic with a crank. So these are hydraulic systems, impressively. They're very hydraulic driven. I'm just impressed at how many years have gone by in a place like this. And I slipped through my years, and I didn't even know it. 2012.
Yeah, 2012 was when this prison closed. Or this part was.
Yeah. I still like that squeaky guy. He sounds squeaky.
These are, you hear that?
A click?
No.
I didn't get the growl, but from time to time when yeah, be hitting that, but when I was walking around, like it's now kind of quiet, but when I was walking around, I get the eerie feel like someone's looking at me.
When you walk around in here?
Yeah.
Oh, you went up here by yourself?
When I went around real quickly, just went and inspected it, because that's how I found the psych ward. I was coming up this way, and you asked if you called, Annette called me, so These look kind of more solitary, but I don't know. They're not.
There's two, they're just like.
That one's
smaller
two.
cells, it seems like.
This also looks like an older part of their cell blocks. Okay, so this is that caged area. I see the commons area. So each cell group has a commons area. I walk through here.
It's funny because each one has its own toilet too.
Here?
Yeah, each common area.
Well, you know, there's public pooping, so no more indecency. Someone has a box here. What is this? It must be a rat trap. That might be a rat trap. That might be a rat trap. Someone they left on the floor. I mean, have you seen anything unusual? What'd you get?
Just all misty.
Well, were you having breath issues, like you said?
Well, my phone's here, so.
I would assume you're having breaths, right?
Yeah.
So having trouble focusing?
Yeah.
But it wasn't your breath, though. I didn't.
No, it was not my breath.
Yeah. But I could say it must have been your breath. That's what you said last time. It's always caused by your breath. You guys, BP. So that's what this is labeled. British Petroleum. 13-1 something. I don't know. Huh. It's possible it can't get a lock onto something. I don't know what its mechanism for focusing. Old cameras used light angles. Some used TOF, time of flight, to figure out the focal distance.
So it's definitely that with the camera having a problem.
I figured as much, because you don't have anything to lock onto if you have center for weighted. Saw some weird.
Oh, you know what's funny is I can show those photos up.
You know what's weird about this room? These are like you have a bedroom on one side and you have an empty room on the other. That's what's odd about these rooms. Yeah. Well, this is how you pass past 20 years. I guess this teaching me the lesson. Don't be sleeping all day.
So it looks like they took two cells and combined them and created one each of these.
So you can have the.
Bigger.
So I guess when the Inferno reward, you get the upgraded suites.
Yeah.
What's odd is I looked at where the phone is at here and the control box on this side. Now I'm very curious of how they have this set up, because the guys who run this place have to know all the switches to pull if there's an emergency, a lockout. And this is an older system with a hand crank, so compared to the other one. I saw one earlier during the tour that had a large wheel in it. I think that was an odd control, and maybe they updated every few years. But this has been in service for how long? Almost 100 years.
At least.
So,
Well, what do you say we head over to culinary?
all right, we can head over there. Unless nothing does something funky. Yeah, we haven't really looked at that place. I have a lot of video to go through.